All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime. And as you see, we have a chassis. This is a C10 chassis, and it is going Illusion Orange. And we're gonna go around right now. We got it hot. I put it in the oven, probably was in there, I don't know, 20 minutes or so. Got her good and preheated. And we're just right now gonna go around and cut it in. So really all I'm doing is going around to the places like corners and things like that and making sure that I have that stuff covered while it's hot. It's hot, so if you touch it, it'll put you on fire. I'm gonna just duck down and what I'm gonna do. Yep, good spot. So you wanna go around all these places where the cross members intersect, top and bottom. You wanna make sure you get in there real good with the hot coat. I'm getting in between that cross member and the frame there. Same thing on the other side. And with the hot coat, when something this big, it ain't gonna stay hot for you to coat the whole thing. So go around and get your hard spots first. That's the name of the game. There's a slot right there where there's a bracket. Same thing on the other side. It's kind of bent down away from the frame a little bit. You got to kind of get in there. This is your golden opportunity to cover it up. You got it a little warm. You got a little bit of powder coming out, not a whole lot. This is one of those things where I err a little bit on the side of too much powder than not enough, because you're on a time crunch here. We really need to get this hot coat on and get in all these little nooks and crannies before it cools. And it's about 60 something degrees out there today in Florida. So we're gonna go around and just quick coat all you really need. You don't need a whole lot of nothing. You're just trying to get it orange in the areas that it's not orange, that are hard to get. And then just move on. You know, and it's gonna look like it's a little speckly and, you know, maybe a little uneven. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. There's another little thing that's, we want to make sure we get around to all that stuff right there. Very important. And then we're going to come back once it cools and it's not melting anymore, and we're going to crank our material up and we're going to dust the whole thing up. Any place there's something doubled or riveted or welded, that's the spot where I want to go around and make sure it's going to be hard to get is got while it's hot. And we're already right now, I mean, it's only been out 5 minutes, we're starting to lose our preheat where it doesn't want to melt. It doesn't take very long to lose the whole preheat. You're down to powder coating it normally at that point. So we get a little heat in it and it'll help it to build a little bit in these areas, and when it lands, it'll stay, hopefully. Little nookies and crannies, got to get them. And that's what separates the men from the boys right there. Can't leave no bare spots when you look sideways at it. You need to be able to see nothing but orange, no bare metal. That's what they're paying you for, to cover up the bare metal and make it pretty. We still got a little heat in the front here where there's some thick stuff going on. What's up, buddy? I got this guy coming in to photobomb my video. Illusion Orange.
Aluminum orange?
Illusion Orange. Yes, sir. It is. Try, hey, easy with that swearing. You're on camera. We're live on, not live on YouTube, but I'm filming YouTube. I got an editing button though, don't worry. I got an editing button because I'm a potty mouth too. I ain't gonna lie to you.
What's that a frame of?
A C10.
Problem is our industry is so saturated with.
Yeah, say it's the same way with the powder coating industry. The thing about it is you got to have the attitude when you're in those type of businesses that the only thing that separates you from every other guy on every other corner is your service.
Yep.
And that is it. And if you have that attitude and you do a jam up job and you offer good service,
Quality.
that's it. I mean, what else?
Service. Yeah.
Because that's the only thing separating me from the next guy that's doing it the same as me, right? I mean,
It's the same thing I tell everybody. If you want quality powder coating done, I know where you can take it. It's
where is that? I'd like to meet him.
Here.
Oh, is it here? Shit. I was afraid you were going to say that. What? No, it's hot right there.
That's why it looks a
If you,
different color up top there.
correct. You see where it's melted around that plate?
That's from
That plate's holding heat, correct. Yeah, this is one of those things that a lot of powder coating shops don't get the opportunity to do stuff like this because they don't have the capacity. Because if it doesn't fit in your oven, you're not powder coating it. Yeah, I'll be able to grab it with the forklift because we got a ball on the end of our fork, so I can put it wherever I want it.
Okay.
So you can just kind of indiscriminately put it where you like it.
Right in the way.
Yeah, that's what you're going to do anyway, but you know, it's all right. All right, we're moving right along here. It takes forever to spray this. That's why I can't show you this whole thing. I mean, apparently I've recorded the whole thing, but I can't really show you the whole thing because it's probably going to take 25 or 30 minutes to spray this. You got to pay special attention to the inside 90s of the cross members and stuff like that, especially with orange, because if you get orange a little thin, it does what I call making brownies. So it kind of looks a little brown. The orange will be brown more than it is orange in a spot. And that is where you didn't cover it. And the color of the metal is bleeding through and distorting the color. But basically, there ain't enough on it when you did that. You've got to make sure that it's covered, and it's sort of easy to see with reds and oranges a little bit. I mean, I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's not impossible because it just has like a brown hue to it. It looks very similar to how it would when it's all done. After you clear it and you see brownies, now what? And as stupid as this sounds, there's another one of these coming that's going to be silver. I'll probably do a video on doing it too, because you don't see on YouTube a lot of big items being powder coated. You know, I mean, of course, that's because you have to have the capacity to do it. One thing I figured out about powder coating, and this is a tip now, you get ready, write this down. If it don't fit in your oven, you can't powder coat it. That's the tip, that's it. So that is valuable information right there because it's important. I've had it happen where, you know, you're doing an airboat rigging or something and you know, you're like, oh yeah, that guard will fit in there. Well, what happens when it don't? So what I do is I just fire up the behemoth. The big oven that this is going in is 10 feet wide, 25 feet deep, and 8 feet tall. So putting this in there is like throwing a hot dog down a hallway. It's really, it's not filling it up at all. But, you know, really at the end of the day, on this particular item, we just need the length and the heat. Of course, the heat's what we're in there for, but this is fairly simple to bake. It's going to do just what you want it to do. The reason I say that is because heat can get to both sides of this tube. It's a C channel. So heat can just kind of just goes where it wants. And it heats both sides of it up so it heats up evenly. When you're doing a box frame, a little bit more to it than that because the box and the tabs on the frame heat up at different rates. All right, guys, we got it all sprayed out, nice and dusty, and we're gonna put it in the big dogger. We're gonna put it in the hot box. All right, we're in the box. And it's gonna have to be in there solid 10 minutes, and then we'll check the temp and what we're trying to achieve. Trying to get it between 330 and 350 maybe is good. That's why I like to bring Illusions too. And look, I went in there and I sprayed for almost 35 minutes and I did not get any on me. So this is what you guys need to try to achieve. It's like the Matrix. You see a particle, you dodge it, you dodge it, you dodge it, and you wind up like this, clean as a whistle. That's how you do it. All right, we're gonna pull this out of here. Look at that mess over there in the booth. Oh my God. Anyway, we're gonna clean that mess up, pull this out, let it cool, and clear it. And we're gonna show you that when we're done. All right, guys, we're back. And so I put this in the oven. It was in there about 15 minutes. Pulled it out, temped it. Temp was good. I looked it over. Not gonna cut it. Let me explain to you something about orange. It just doesn't cover well. There's spots here that are gonna be, I call them brownies, okay? And if you have experience spraying oranges, you'll be able to see it ahead of time. There'll be like a dark spot. And then when you clear it, it'll look brown, okay? I'm just not getting away with it. You're not getting away with one coat. I knew I wasn't getting away with it anyway. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I thought I was gonna be able to do it, because I don't think I've shot orange in the past couple of years where I was able to pull it off in one shot. So there's that. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna dust it up again. The other thing that I'll say is the frame. This frame is old metal. This is a early 70s C10, and it's old metal, and they blasted it sort of rough, not too bad, but it's the metal is what I would call thirsty. So basically what I'm saying is it soaked it all in. It soaked a lot of the material into the metal, and I can see the sort of the roughness through the metal through the coating. So that's 2 strikes. It needs a second coat. So here we go. When you're doing something this size, if you think it needs a second coat, do it. Do not hesitate. I know it's, it's a whole nother 30 minutes or longer of spraying, but it is what it is. When you bid jobs and they're orange, red, yellow is another one that does this, make sure you bid it for 2 coats, because it's a good possibility, and I mean like 70–80% chance that you're going to be double coating it. There's just the base anyway. I mean, I got this thing this far down. I mean, there's no reason to not do it. I mean, there's no reason. It's crazy to not do it. It's so hard to, yeah, see right here, there just ain't enough. And that's just the way orange is. You can sit here, and I kind of tried to put a little extra on it, hoping to, possibly get away with 1 coat. Not happening. Not happening. So here we are, double coating the base, which at the end of the day, it's going to be so much better. I'm going to be happy. The customer's going to be happy. It's just better. But as soon as I start seeing spots that aren't exactly covered and things like that, I mean, it was covered, it had resin on it, but it just wasn't opaque. Does that make any sense? It just seemed a little too transparent. I'm not gonna cut it. Not in my book, it ain't. When people come here and they trust their old parts that they love, to me, I take care of them. I don't You know, that's one of the reasons why I always like to order a little bit extra material. Because what if you ordered material for this thinking for sure you were just single coating it, and then here it comes that she's going to make you double coat her. What are you going to do? You're going to leave it hanging on the cart till the powder shows up? Not a great option. Something you can do though, but it's not a great option. A lot of times if I use the big oven, and that would happen, I use the big oven as a storage box more than I use it as an oven, by the way. I think I'm about out of material. This thing's just like drinking it. That's, I mean, and a lot of this stuff, like anything else in the world, a lot of this comes from experience. I mean, how would I just know off the top of my head, oh, I'm running out of material, and go check? Because I can tell how, you know, you've been doing this long enough. It's like walking, you know, if you fall down, you know why you fell, right? You either tripped over something or had a little bit too many wobble pops or something, you know. Those wobble pops will get you. Look how much faster it's going on because the cloud's denser. You could probably see the denser cloud on camera, to be honest with you. And you notice another thing. You notice how I don't go through and try to cover it all at once? It's because I'm trying to keep the electrostatic charge moving on the part, okay? Don't stay in one spot. That's how you get, and if it don't go, I go over here and I come back and I say, oh, all right. Because what it'll do is it'll get weary of it. It's like it gets tired of it and it's like, nah, and it starts freaking out. So if you just do it and you let it rest and you come back, now see, that's gone. And I didn't have to try to force it. That's what I call spraying with finesse and not trying to just brute force it. You know, brute force on the second, you know, subsequent coat. Brute force works on the hot coat. I ain't gonna lie to you. I mean, you can just pound it in there on the hot coats, no problem. But man, look at here. Clear, nope. Clear don't like brute force. Second coats, they don't like brute force. They just don't. The other thing that I will go over is that I sprayed the first coat at 50 kV. And then I turned it down to 35 kV on this coat. So 35 or 30? Yep, 35 on this coat. The reason that is you don't, once you have, just think about something. Think about static, okay? And think about what works with static. Generally plastic, balloons, plastic bottles, things like that. You got a coat of plastic on there already. The powder coat that you put on already is a coat of plastic. So that's on there. Well, it's easier to make a static charge on something plastic than it is metal, as dumb as that sounds. It just works better. That's why the second coat goes on technically better than the first coat does. I mean, it goes on faster, easier. Like, I bet you I've only been spraying this. I bet that video had been running 15 minutes and I'm almost done. And it took me almost 30 to do the hot coat, 35 actually to do the hot coat. So what I'm saying is it builds and it just attracts faster on the second coat. And it doesn't use as much powder on the second coat either. First coat, boy, this baby drank it up. Unbelievable. I bet there's 3 or 4 pounds. I don't know if 3 or 4 pounds went on it. Some of it's on the floor, of course. You look around, you've seen how big that mess was, right? So we're pretty much all the way around it. Now what I want to do is since it's a metallic and this is the final coat, we're going to go at a distance, get your gun back, right? And just go over and dust it to try to even her out if there's any unevenness. I don't really see any in here. It's going on really nice. But it doesn't hurt just to make a little dust coat on her. Because this is going to be it for the base, hopefully. Good Lord, hopefully. But I want it to be nice. I'm not just trying to put orange on it and get the guy's money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's going to pay for it. Don't get me wrong. but he's going to get something for it. That's for sure. All right, so on this coat, since I know this is it, I mean, you don't have to put more than 2 coats on. We're going to go out with the lights, and we're going to go around and inspect. Like right through here, I can still see a little shiny. And that's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not perfect. I missed a spot right here. It would have been a light spot. If I didn't turn the lights out and get down here and look, there would be a light spot right there. So, you know, anybody that thinks I'm some kind of guru or some kind, no, I'm an idiot. I'm a freaking idiot, but I just have a system that double checks itself. And that's really what you got to do. And I'm in here and I got the light on my head and I can see any shiny if there is any. And this is where you're just, when I put this in the oven, I know that there are going to be no goofy bare spots, no horse poo. See, and I can look where, like very up at the top right there, this cross member's blocking my shot upwards like this. There was a little spot of brown right there, but I got it. The other thing that I want you to watch out for is when you get the lights out, you'll be able to see spots that are overly silver. If you see too much silver concentration in an area, that's where you need to kind of feather it in a little bit. Because what that is where the gun got close, it'll put like the silver down harder on it or whatever. And here we are up here, nice shiny spot all the way through the top of there. See, told you I was an idiot. You didn't believe me, and I proved it to you. But you can be an idiot and do this. Trust me, yeah, I've been doing it a long time. So you don't have to worry about that. You just come up with a system that is idiot-proof, you know? You know, I did that for the longest time when I had guys working for me. I'm like, all right, I got to come up with a better system. It's idiot-proof. You know what I figured out? Every time I came up with a system that I thought was idiot-proof, somebody would bring me a better idiot. I'm just like, God, where are they getting these guys? I mean, some of these idiots are good, boy. I mean, you would never guess that they would try to do some of the things they do. I mean, not in 100 years. If you looked at something and said, what's the stupidest thing somebody could do? You wouldn't get it because they're going to do it. Crazy. All right, we're about done here. We're going to go back in the oven and that'll be that. I'm going to put it in the oven, bake it, and when we come back out, we're going to let it cool and clear it. We're going to turn our lights back on. We can see what we're doing in here. I was scared of the dark there for a minute. I had to turn the lights back on. All right, guys, we're going to bake this up and we'll show you what it looks like when we clear it. All right, guys, we're back and we're got clear loaded up. We're ready to spray clear. And we're going to go right in here for a second. And really, you're just looking to kind of creamsicle it up a little bit. On orange and reds and things like that, the clear doesn't like completely cover it. It still has like it'll have like an orange hue. You'll see when I get around the side of there, if you don't already see it. But it'll have like an orangish hue to it. I'm gonna go down this side where you guys are at, because I'm not gonna film this whole thing. You guys don't want to watch 30 minutes of me spraying clear, that's for sure. I'm pretty sure that's not what you signed up for. And you got to give the clear just a little bit of time to do its thing. You know, you got to have a little bit of distance, and you just got to let it do it. It'll do it. If you try to force it, it's where you start running into issues. See how it just kind of wants to cover and go on nice and sort of even. And if you have a problem with it going on, don't go closer. Back up. I mean, I'm not even lying to you. I know that don't sound like something that makes any sense, and it doesn't. But I'm just telling you, that's how it is. If you back up a little bit, it just gives you what you want for some reason. I don't know why that is. It's the solar wind or the corona that's on the end of the gun that's causing your problems to begin with. If you get that too close to the part, then you got to understand something. When powder's coming out of here, it's coming out to about right here. This part's not charged. You got to think the charge happens right here at the tip, right? So you got to let the powder get out here so the charge can mix with it and it attracts to the part. If you try to spray this close, it just blows it off because the powder's not charged. You got to back that ass up a little bit. It's one of the things that when you get enough experience spraying, it'll be automatic. Your eye will go, oh, I see, back up. And you'll just automatically do it. You won't even think about it anymore. That's one of the problems with doing YouTube videos. I've been doing this so long, I just have to get in here and blabber and try to think about what I think about when I'm doing this. At the end of the day, I'm just trying to maintain enough gun distance that the material goes on, but it does not back ionize. And there you have it. And as you see, the clear goes on pretty quick. It's not terribly slow. I mean, it's not real fast, but it is what it is. And I like to put some clear on, in case you can't tell. I mean, you came this far, don't thin coat the clear. Whatever you do, doesn't make a lot of sense. Every once in a while, you'll see a piece of chit laying there and just blow it off. You know, you want to kind of try to blow it in a way that it doesn't land on anything else. But, I mean, this thing's been hanging on the cart, what, 4 hours now going on? You know, 2 coats of base and clear and cooling in between it. It's bound to have some shit land on it. All right, so that's this side of the frame cleared. I think I'm going to turn the camera off now and do the rest of it, or maybe do a time lapse. That might be what I'll do a time lapse. And we'll do the rest of the frame and put it in the oven, and then it's up to Glamor Shots. Now, I got some more pieces I got to do to this. It's like some cross members and some other pieces to go to the frame, but that's tomorrow morning. That ain't going to be today. All right, we're going to go to time lapse mode.